Okay. The world is increasingly globalizing every day. So automatically, this is present tense, active voice. Good. All right, have spread their original homes to countries halfway across the globe. In this age of globalism, people, I like that, people, instead of saying, in this age of globalism, you people, or not like you people, but like saying, we from different cultures speak different languages, or you in your home where you're from, whatever language you speak, use people. Don't refer to I, don't refer to you. Just be very general. Come into contact frequently, but English speakers have lagged behind. So English speakers have lagged behind. I can see how that looks like it could be passive voice when it says English speakers have lagged behind. But it's actually just past tense because this is our subject, have lagged behind. This is our verb. But because the subject is doing the verb, it's still active voice. English speakers have lagged behind. Subject doing the verb. If I would say the rest of the world has been left behind by English speakers, that would be passive voice. And all in all, if you've read over this is just a very nice, clear, concise summary of what the paper is going to be about. And it's more advanced than just having an attention getter and then listing your 3 main points you're going to talk about in your paper. It really clearly and concisely sums up everything that's going to be discussed. And then we have a transition at the end here. Oops. The educational benefits that learning. Okay, so the culture the rest of the world has to offer, and they don't benefit from the educational benefits that learning a language offers. So this whole paper we know is going to discuss the benefits of learning more than one language. Another good topic sentence: as the globe becomes incredibly intertwined, English speakers who can communicate with those who speak other languages are at a great advantage in their professional lives. We know this whole paragraph is going to talk about benefits in professional lives. If you go through this, language is beneficial to American aims. Like, these are languages that are beneficial: Mandarin, Hindi, Korean, and Arabic. They help us extend our military and economic influence. That's like evidence number 1. Speaker themselves. Notice again, not saying you, we, or I. The person, the speaker. By both increasing employability, blah, blah, blah. Verse A. The benefits to be multilingual for American business people is not confined, however, to foreign trade or commerce. So this is explanation of verse A. Wow, I'm writing on this with my finger. It's not really working. But just continue to see throughout, just clearly and concisely explaining the evidence, using the writers using their own analysis, but not in a way that's using the words you or I or mentioning anything external from the evidence. Just explain it, synthesize it in a way that continues to support the entire point of the paper, and that is the benefits of being multilingual. Continues to use active voice and present tense. English is spoken in the countries. Cultural benefits can only be gained by those who understand the native tongue. more evidence, good synthesis, sources. Let's look at the conclusion. Learning languages is also beneficial to the learner. I think this is a quote, that the act of learning itself has something educated personal and healthy, positive, educational. Writer Russell A. Berman noted learning a second language strengthens one's ability in their first. Second language acquisition allows one to gain attributes like language grammar and root analysis that and educational fields beyond the foreign language. More evidence. Educational and mental benefits come from the learning and utilization of a second or third language. We just got the facts. Here we go. Our globe creates a spider web of connections in the fields of business, education, even family. So I like this a lot for a conclusion because this is literally explaining how all those things listed are related and come together. As a globe creates a spider web of connection in the fields between all these things that were discussed, this reliance leads to a dropping of vital business, cultural, and educational benefits. So it's saying that why we need to be multilingual. So this isn't perfect. There's some errors and some words I can't read because the handwriting's really bad, but all in all, like, very well written paper, great synthesis. This is the one that's just kind of like, okay, handwriting's better. In schools, many students are taught a foreign language starting in middle school. Like, I already hate this topic sentence because it says, in schools, like, what schools? Many students, how many, where, who are these students? This is like if I just said, many line cooks actually don't have a high school education. I would think that somebody would read that and, ask me who I'm referring to and where I got that information from. Starting in middle school. Okay, so we got like empty claims. However, due to budget cuts, what budget cuts? And heated debates between who? There is a decline of foreign language learning in English-speaking countries. Where's the facts? You should read this and be thinking to yourself, if you're going to make all these claims, you need to back it up with the facts. Anyone can make these claims. You can make claims about anything, but without having quotes and research to back it up, this is all just pretty much worthless. Contrary to those who believe that English is the dominant language to unify the world. So, who are those people? It is imperative that English speakers to learn a foreign language. And the loss of learning another language, English-speaking countries lose the opportunity to improve academic performance. Oh, we got like a little list of things we're going to go over. Another claim about who is not encouraging or providing programs to learn another foreign language. All English-speaking countries are not providing these opportunities. Students gain valuable language skills and cognitive abilities by learning a second language. Where is the data? Students can only benefit from learning a foreign language. Students can only benefit from learning a second. Compared to what? So if I said, students can only benefit from learning a foreign language. So if you're a student You're not learning a foreign language. I mean, you're just wasting your time. Got a fact here. Reading, writing, and listening skills improve. They are able to come to higher order capacities to interpret and understand. Okay, fact doesn't really support this, no. Education and learning, the mission of a student is not to regurgitate, I don't like that word, facts and information that is taught. Interesting. The mission of the student is to understand and analyze the information that is given to them. So this says, who are you, author, and what makes you an expert on what the mission of the student is? Through learning a second language, schools are able to promote independent thinking by giving students skills and abilities to think beyond the classroom setting. This is all just speculation, no facts. Give students connection to the world outside of their native country. Makes the brain more flexible and excited to discover new patterns. Oh, I like this. The data demonstrates that learning another language can also help the student in other aspects of their life. What data? If there was data, why isn't it in here? But yeah, this one's long. English is used to communicate with all its members. This perspective is highly narrow-minded and arrogant. This is informal, seems opinionated. I don't think you should call people narrow and ignorant in arrogant in a academic paper. The expectations that other will learn English is illogical. Whose expectation is this? This is making assumptions that other people are making assumptions. This is all just a bunch of junk, pretty much. Just some person just, saying whatever they think. In a growing multilingual world, there are economic and political benefits that can be gained. This is okay. Here's some stat. No longer cater to English speakers. To be successful, you are at an advantage if you speak a different language. I think this is okay. At least they put their strongest argument, like the ones that actually have data in them and stuff like that, towards the bottom. By learning the language of the nation that a country is involved in a war, this can be, what? Learning a language of a nation that a country is involved in a war with winning more effective. I don't know what they mean by that, but something to consider. If you're a country at war with another country, you should learn the language of the other country for some reason. Oh, foreign affairs can be more efficiently dealt with. I wouldn't even put this in the conclusion. This is such a they act like this was something that was discussed throughout the entire paper when they just mentioned it once up here. So that one could use some work. And then this one. The vast numbers of immigrants coming into the U.S., vast numbers of immigrants, What's the number? Where's the data? Gosh. Multiple languages need to be known to communicate. I don't like that. Need to be known. That's need to be known. Sharing languages enable the sharing of ideas and information. People who only know English are at a disadvantage because they fail to appreciate traditions, limit global activity, and hurt their overall intelligence. So this statement, which notice is not backed by any data or research, is just this author making a claim that people who only speak English fail to appreciate traditions, limit global activity, and hurt their overall intelligence. So it's basically saying if you only speak English, you are hurting the planet for global activity, you're hurting the global economy, you are ignorant, and you're dumb. Next, languages encompass a specific culture that monolingual speakers fail to experience. So if you only speak one language, you do not have a specific culture. By knowing another language, an individual can dive into a cultural difference. I'm not sure why this is in quotes. This isn't a common phrase or something that I should know about. No reason that needs to be in quotes. That can impact their life. Taking in the world around, so I imagine that means like experiencing this cultural difference can deeply change how a person lives and goes through the day. So this is not a good argument, first of all. Could, in theory, deeply change how a person lives. It doesn't say will change, it says can deeply change, can possibly. This is an intensifier. Intensifiers are just used to intensify boring words. So instead of adding intensifiers, just get rid of the boring words. So I would say taking in the world around, what does that mean? Maybe taking in the world outside of your box that you live in as you know it will deeply change how you live and go through your day. See, even that sounds just like ridiculous. You may find, wow. So we're saying how a person lives and then referring to they, some like hypothetical they may find a part of them that is missing through another culture. However, one cannot, and then it bugs me how we go from saying a person to they to oh man. Knowing other languages and cultures can reassure that an individual's culture is best for them. So it's saying that if you learn another language, you might realize that your culture is not right for you. So what is culture? Your values and traditions you grow up with that are part of your family. You might realize that's not for you because you might learn Swahili and realize that culture is more for you. Again, this is like ironically in quotes, appreciate traditions, including one's own, through other cultures. Not every culture is right for everyone. So learning another language can prove that the current culture is best. Language and culture go hand in hand. One cannot be experienced without the other. The lack of knowing. I hate that. Multiple languages will limit global activity due to lack of communication. That's actually an okay point. Industry can be severely hurt by solely having employees that are monolingual. So basically, if your employees only speak one language, it's going to hurt your business. Generally speaking, immigrants will easily take lower salary jobs compared to Americans. No data. You decide for yourself how you think that sounds. It is easier for bilingual industries to speak to their employers, weird ironic quotes again for the third time, that speak another language, thus giving them a competitive advantage. Learning another language can be financially beneficial to companies to bring in employees that do not speak English. Wow. This is what I would write on it. Wow. Can be a very serious matter. Again, this is just a bad argument all around. Wars can be avoided by knowing all the languages. Enables an individual to be more intelligent. This is just somebody's opinion, I guess, that if you know multiple languages, you're just smarter because your brain's working harder. Wow. The brain wants to learn more by challenging it. The brain grows in intelligence. Wow. Oh my God, more ironic quotes. Don't you just read that in your head like becomes ready for any challenge? This is a quote. The brain, this is more just like, and then the brain becomes smarter, faster, and wittier to make an individual's overall intelligence skyrocket. Like this is totally just somebody like BSing to get like a word count or something. The brain becomes smarter, faster, and wittier to make an individual's overall intelligence skyrocket. Monolingual societies are, if in fact, a disadvantage because they miss out on all the opportunities to better themselves in their countries.